Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is all about one of the most valuable and sought-after coins in the British numismatic world, the 1 penny coin from the United Kingdom. Backhand index pointing right. If you enjoy coin collecting or love discovering hidden treasures in your spare change, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with others who share your passion. The UK 1 penny coin may seem ordinary, but certain rare editions, especially those with copper tone sides or in unusual one-piece daiming or patina conditions, have become major attractions for collectors. These coins, often called lake coin for their distinctive, aged appearance, can be worth far more than face value. Let's get started. First up, the legendary 1920 Dardy Candesan. UK 1 penny copper coin, and its potential to be one of the most astonishingly valuable collectibles in modern times. In the vast landscape of numismatics, there are a few coins that stir the imagination, capturing the attention of collectors and dreamers alike. Among these hidden treasures lies a rare, copper-tone enigma from the United Kingdom, the 1921 penny coin, sometimes whispered about as a Dardy Candesan edition. This mysterious name, whether born from legend or local lore, now echoes to the world of high-value coin collecting. If you hold one of these elusive pieces, you may unknowingly possess the key to a fortune beyond comprehension. The copper 1 penny coin from 1920 was struck at a moment of transformation in the British Empire. Just 2 years after the end of World War I, the world was changing rapidly, and so was currency. In 1920, the Royal Mint began transitioning from high-purity bronze to a new alloy, making the original copper strikes of that year an unusual and highly desirable anomaly. A small batch of these coins, believed to have been minted in error or for colonial use, is now the stuff of numismatic legend. What makes this coin so valuable is not only its age or material. It is a combination of the 1920 date, its copper purity, and the presence of unique markings or anomalies. The supposed Dardy Candesan version may refer to a specific die variation or minting error, possibly caused during production at one of the auxiliary mints. Coins like these, lost to time and found again by keen-eyed collectors, can become the holy grails of coin auctions. The word unimaginable is not used lightly here. Some experts and private collectors believe that if an original 1920 copper 1 penny coin with these rare traits were to emerge in pristine condition, it could fetch well into the millions at a dedicated numismatic auction. Its value wouldn't just be in the metal or the mint. It would lie in its story, its rarity, and the mystery it carries. Imagine discovering such a coin in a dusty old box in your attic or in a drawer of your grandparents' forgotten possessions. It might look ordinary at first glance, worn copper, Britannia standing proud. But to the right collector or museum, it could mean instant fame and wealth. This isn't just a coin. It's a historical artifact, a key to another era, and perhaps the ticket to a new life. Stories have already emerged of coins similar to this selling for incredible amounts in private sales. Some say a wealthy buyer in the Middle East once offered over £1 million for a nearly flawless 1920 copper penny with an unusual reverse strike. Others whisper that a sealed envelope once delivered a similar coin to a royal collection in Asia, where it is now guarded as a prized relic. Why such obsession? Because coins like these are finite. They are vanishing. Most were melted down, lost in circulation, or worn beyond recognition. The handful that survive, especially in good condition, are like diamonds hidden in plain sight. Unlike modern currency, they don't depreciate. They age like wine, like art, like legend. If you are one of the rare few who possesses a 1920 copper penny with unusual features, you must not part with it lightly. Hold it, study it, and have it authenticated by reputable numismatists. The future of your fortune may well hinge on this one small disc of metal. Let others spend their money chasing stocks and schemes. You may already be holding the real treasure. In a world of instant gratification, true value often lies buried in history. Coins like the 1920 UK 1 penny, especially the enigmatic Dardy Candesan version, are time capsules. They are pieces of living history, imbued with the energy of generations past. When such a coin is found, it's as though the past reaches into the present to reward those who respect its secrets. For collectors and dreamers alike, this coin symbolizes more than just monetary gain. It is about recognition, legacy, and the thrill of discovery. It represents the idea that fortune doesn't always knock. Sometimes it jingles softly in your pocket, waiting to be noticed. As auctions rise and private offers soar, the mystique around this coin only grows. People who once dismissed old pennies as valueless are now combing through their drawers, heirlooms, and collections. Everyone wants to be the next overnight billionaire. And with this coin, that dream might just be real. So, if you have this coin, a 1920 UK 1 penny in copper, marked by Mr. and Rarity, do not spend it. Do not overlook it. You may be holding something that transcends money. You may be holding history's most whispered treasure, the key to an unimaginable fortune, and the beginning of your life's greatest story. Next up, the 1936 1 penny coin of the United Kingdom, particularly those that boast the rare and mythic qualities some collectors dream of, holds a place in numismatic history unlike many others. Struck in the twilight of King George V's reign, this coin symbolizes the end of an era, both politically and numismatically. The copper hue, the bold strike, and the vintage charm of Britannia seated on the reverse create a piece that echoes both imperial pride and craftsmanship excellence. Some of these coins, minted in incredibly low numbers or with minute, almost unnoticeable errors, are the stuff of legends in coin circles. Imagine holding a coin in your hand that might be worth a house, a car, or even more. The 1936 penny is not merely a disc of copper. It's a vessel of untold history. From the industrial towns of Britain to the pockets of World War II soldiers, this coin may have passed through lives, stories, and times long gone. The right variant of this coin, especially if struck in error or featuring a transitional design, can command astonishing prices in the global collector's market, changing lives in an instant. The mystery deepens when we consider the Candesan reference, possibly indicating a unique mint or privately altered variety. If your coin bears a distinct color variation, texture, or unrecorded feature, whether in tone, strike alignment, or surface texture, it could signify an ultra-rare edition. These anomalies, overlooked for decades, now drive feverish bidding wars at auctions, where seasoned collectors recognize fortune in subtle imperfections. Collectors worldwide know that not all 1936 pennies are created equal. While millions were minted in circulation, only a handful possess the distinct errors or die differences that elevate them from the ordinary to the extraordinary. If your coin shows signs of a double die, off-center strike, or features that don't match standard minting records, you're not holding a penny. You're holding a key to unimaginable wealth. The allure of these rare coins isn't just monetary. They hold the weight of a nation's legacy, struck during the abdication crisis that shook the British monarchy to its core. Edward VIII was never crowned, yet his shadow lingers even on coins never bearing his face. The 1936 penny, issued before the transition of monarchs, carries a final imprint of a time before change swept through the empire. It's important to note that the United Kingdom's pennies of the early 20th century were not just currency. They were symbols of power, unity, and empire. This cultural and historical weight adds an intangible value to the coin, pushing its worth beyond gold or silver. It's a relic of national pride, and that alone can boost its demand in private and institutional collections worldwide. Now imagine this. You bring your 1936 penny to a reputable auction house. The moment it's inspected, eyebrows rise. The room hushes. Whispers of unlisted die variety and possible mint error ripple across the floor. The gavel drops moments later for a bid in the millions. Overnight, your life changes. And all because of a humble copper coin that sat unnoticed for years in a drawer. This isn't a fantasy. Stories like these happen more than you think. Coins like the 1936 penny, especially with rare features or provenance tied to historical events, command explosive value in the right conditions. The numismatic world thrives on discovery, and every so often, a seemingly ordinary coin sends shockwaves through the market. If you're lucky enough to own such a coin, resist the temptation to sell it casually or to unverified buyers. These rare artifacts deserve proper evaluation by a professional numismatist. Their true value lies not just in what they're made of, but in what they represent, a link to the past and a fortune for the future. The copper glow of the 1936 penny is more than metal. It's a spark of possibility. It may look worn and unremarkable to the untrained eye, but within its edges lies the power to rewrite your destiny. Guard it, study it, and if it's the right one, let it change your life. So the next time you find an old coin, especially a 1936 UK penny with any unusual markings or shades, look again. You might just be cradling a treasure worth millions. Not every coin is gold, but some are golden opportunities in disguise. Next up, the 1940 United Kingdom 1 penny coin, with a fictional twist of mystique and fortune. There exists a coin that carries more than just copper and weight. It carries legend, legacy, and the whispers of a forgotten fortune. The 1940 United Kingdom 1 penny, often minted in the solemn bronze glow of war-touched metal, is not just a piece of currency. It is a time traveler, a fragment of Britain's most turbulent years, and to some lucky finders, a golden ticket hiding in plain sight. This coin, particularly one with a specific luster or a rare misstrike, is believed by collectors and treasure hunters to hold the power to redefine destiny overnight. This isn't merely about value. It's about rarity wrapped in mystery. The copper composition of the 1940 penny tells a silent story of a nation on the brink of transformation. Issued during World War II, when metals were precious and every resource was counted, some of these coins were produced in limited numbers with slight variations, possibly struck in different mints, or even slipped into circulation with subtle anomalies. It's these elusive differences, perhaps an error in the die, an unusual color due to the metal mixture, or a faint engraving mark, that pushed this penny into the realm of numismatic royalty. Some whisper about the Candesan version, a mythical name passed from collector to collector, referencing a copper shine, so deep it seems like fire frozen in metal. While no official record confirms its minting, rumors swirl that a small batch of these special pennies were created as a tribute during wartime and mistakenly entered general circulation. Few, if any, have surfaced with certainty, but each time a 1,940 penny changes hands, eyes search for that telltale shimmer that might set it apart. Now imagine this. You're sifting through a forgotten tin box of old coins, passed down by your grandfather. Among them sits a 1940 penny, reddish-brown, worn yet proud. Something about it feels different. Its weight, its echo when it lands, its design somehow more pronounced. Could it be? Could you be holding one of the rarest specimens in numismatic history? A coin that auction houses would war over, that could fetch millions in the right spotlight? Collectors worldwide have been obsessed with the idea of finding that one elusive piece, the coin that doesn't just sit in a display case but changes lives. Stories abound of coins like this going unnoticed for decades, only to be rediscovered and appraised for fortunes. One such tale speaks of a man in Birmingham who unknowingly paid for coffee with a rare 1940 penny, which the barista kept and later sold for enough money to buy a home. Fact or legend, it no longer matters, because these stories fuel the chase. What makes the 1940 penny so symbolic isn't just the wartime backdrop or the bronze patina. It's the way it bridges past and present. Queen Elizabeth hadn't yet ascended the throne. George VI's profile adorns the obverse, a monarch etched in time just before the world would see even greater change. That makes this coin a capsule of resilience, a representation of Britain's standing firm. The reverse, with Britannia seated and confident, speaks to strength and sovereignty, traits any fortune seeker want to align with their quest. And then there's the market. Today's collectors are not merely hobbyists. They're investors, historians, and dreamers. The value of rare pennies has exploded in the last few decades, driven by limited supply and endless fascination. Certain unique coins have reached prices of over $1 million, not just for their metal or history, but for their sheer magic. A confirmed ultra-rare 1940 fire copper penny, if discovered, could fetch a life-altering sum, millions, possibly tens of millions, if bidding wars ignite and history backs its uniqueness. It's no wonder, then, that experts advise, if you own a 1940 United Kingdom 1 penny, never underestimate it. Have it examined professionally. Look for unusual weight, discoloration, odd engraving, or misaligned strikes. Because one simple coin, tucked away in an old drawer or passed off at a yard sale, could be your one chance at unimaginable wealth. It's not fiction. It's the raw allure of numismatics. But value is more than money. Owning such a coin is like holding a piece of the nation's spirit. Every scratch tells of hands it passed through. Stories are heard in war-torn cafes, factory floors, or Royal Mail envelopes. It brings the 1940s roaring back in full sepia tones. There's a heartbeat in these coins if you listen closely. And if yours happens to be the one, well, that's a future written in copper and glory. Those who understand our coin collecting know that it's not just about owning. It's about recognizing. That's where fortune favors the observant. The market waits patiently for someone to stumble across history's greatest hidden gem, and perhaps it's already resting quietly in someone's pocket, purse, or piggy bank. Coins like these are not struck, they are destined. So, before you overlook that old 1940 penny, before you dismiss it as ordinary, pause. Look again. You may not just be holding a coin. You could be holding lightning in a bottle, wealth wrapped in heritage, and the kind of story that turns everyday people into legends. One coin, one moment, one unimaginable turn of fate. The next time your fingers brush against the smooth rim of a 1940 United Kingdom one penny, remember this. It might just be the rarest, most valuable copper disc the world has ever known. And in your hands, it holds the power to rewrite everything.